Hi, I'm Flowers. Today, I'm at the Dragon's Lair in Austin for the Lorwyn Eclipsed pre-release event. I've been very excited for the set. I wasn't playing back when the first Lorwyn set released, but after seeing a few of the spoilers prior to the event, I had a few chases. Obviously. But also, I'm just excited for any set that supports Izzet colors, so I'm just hoping that I pull some stuff for that. If you've never done a pre-release event, then let me explain. Each player gets a box similar to the one that you're watching me rip open. In the box is 6 packs from the set plus 1 promo card. You can use any card that you open to build a 40 card deck. My promo was Grub, the Rakdos Goblin Fella. I was chill with that. Anyway, let's see what the first pack is.
Just so you know.
Yeah, so you know how I said I was hoping for any Izzet elementals? I pulled the Izzet elemental, dude. Let's fucking go. Dude, the foiling makes this look so pretty in person. You don't understand. Alright, to the Captain Howard deck with you. Obviously, I'm not going to point out everything I pull in these 6 packs. We would literally be here all day if that was the case. But in pack 1, I see a few elementals and some black removal, which I'm more than happy to take. Pack 2 showed me the Oko emblem token, so my body was like ready to pull a Planeswalker. That I kind of forgot that I was recording, so I fanned the cards out to look for them, but no, I got scammed. Oh, hey, remember this card. It's gonna be really funny later. To be entirely honest, there wasn't really anything else interesting besides this Rakdos Shockland. I ended up pulling enough elementals to run Izzet colors, which I'm so fucking happy for. I love playing Izzet, but I did feel the need to splash a bit of black for some removal and for a few creatures just to sort of round things out. If I don't need them, then I'm rummaging enough through my deck to find whatever I need. I figured that since I had the Rakdos Shockland, I could add a pair of swamps and have a pretty good chance of playing these spells. If you want to see a full deck list, I left a Moxfield link in the description below. Okay, just as a heads up, I have really bad seasonal allergies, so if I sound super nasally in the future parts of this recording, that's why. My round 1 opponent was a guy named Bruce. He was a really sweet guy and told me that he had been playing on and off since Urza's Saga, which, so that's longer than I've been alive. So in my head, I am just preparing myself for a very rough round 1. He wins the roll, and so I'm on the draw, and what? Who the fuck put a Siege Rhino in my deck? Like, where the fuck did this come? You know what? We're just gonna put it on my dice tray, and I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. We're gonna take this first game pretty slow, so that way you can get a feel for what my deck wants to do. Bruce starts us off with a turn 2 Mischievous Sneakling. I return by dropping a land and playing my Ashling Rekindled. When it enters, I may discard a card to draw a card. And so begins my long night of rummaging. Turn 3 comes back to me, and I can't quite get value off of flipping Ashling. The mana it gives me can only be used to cast spells of mana value 4 or greater. So instead, I set up my second rummager, Flaring Cinder. In my hand, I already have a few turn 4 plays, so I'm pretty set for my next turn. I rummage off of Flaring Cinder's ETB, and I pass my turn. Going into turn 4, I make a misplay here. I should have played Enraged Flamecaster rather than the Rhymekin Recluse. Bouncing the creature with Flash would not do anything for me here. I did luck out on my opponent not flashing the Sneakling back into block, and this is just one of those we take those moments that pre-release is known for. Hindsight 2020, I should have just built my board up more. My opponent plays an Iron Shield Elf and that Sneakling again. At the start of my turn 5, I pay the blue to flip Ashling Rekindled. I'm missing a land drop this turn, but because I'm naming red for the 2 mana that Rhinebound is giving me, I'm still gonna play Rooftop Percher on curve. Now, I misread this card. I thought you needed to exile 2 cards from graveyards to gain 3 life, but that's not the case. The life gain is its own thing, apart from the graveyard denial. Thankfully, it doesn't mess me up too much tonight, but if you're running this card, hopefully you now know too. My Flaring Cinder was triggered off of the Rooftop Percher entering, so I rummaged some more. And then I hit my land drop. Wow! Looking at the situation, I'm up in creatures and my opponent only has 1 land untapped, so I decide to swing with 2. I'm thinking that we can either trade and I would still have the creature advantage, or I could just get some free damage to the face. Plus, I doubt that he's holding anything with haste in Golgari colors, and if I need a big body to block, I've been holding a Kulroth Zealot in hand all game. It's a bit risky, and at most it will take roughly about 2 turns to put on board by flipping Ashling again, but it was a risk I was willing to take. Looking back, I should have just played it safe. The Iron Shield elf can become indestructible, so I would have at most ended up net negative in this interaction, but let me know what you think in the comments below. We end up trading creatures here, and I pass my turn. Bruce plays an Unbury, which brings both his creatures back from the graveyard back into his hand. Then he plays a Tin the Sprigs, which gives him a 3/4 reacher for having 7 or more lands. Yay. He passes to me, in which I don't draw a land, so I flip Ashling again, and rummage to also find no land. I'm starting to get a little worried at this point, but I need to do something, so I set up for hopefully an explosive next few turns by finally playing my Enraged Flamecaster. My opponent sets up his board more and then passes back to me. I start my turn off by not drawing a land for the 3rd time. Then I pay the blue and flip Ashling. Then I pay 6 mana to play the Kulroth Zealot. On its ETB, I exile the top card of my library and I can play it until the end of my next turn. Neat. I stumble into my land drop for turn, and my Pyromancer burns my opponent for 2. Then I pass. On my opponent's turn, he plays the swamp that he drew, and then casts a Thought Weft charge onto his mana dork. Then he moves to combat, and swings out. There's 11 damage on the board, and I want to keep myself healthy in case he has anything planned. But damn, did I play this stupid. He has no cards in hand. I still wanted to be safe in case there was something that I was missing. Anyway, I block everything except for the 3/7 mana dork, in which it takes me down to my starting life total. I should have just taken this to face, to be honest. I start my turn by flipping Ashling and rummaging a mountain to draw an island. I then play that island, and then I proceed to go hog wild. I tap 4 for Kindle the Inner Flame, targeting the Zealot, making a copy of the Kulroth Zealot. Then I swing out for 16 damage. Bruce tells me that I got it, and that's game 1 going in my favor. Alright, let's pick up the pace a bit. We start off with a classic Ashling rummage on turn 2. I realized I bumped my camera accidentally, and he's gone. He's gone. Where'd he go? The Rhino was here earlier. Where the fuck is he? Where'd the Rhino go? I can't worry about that now. I got a game to play. Cut to turn 6, and I start off flipping Ashling, getting 2 mana. I wanted to do some basic Is It shenanigans. Removal and then swing with flyers. I pass my turn while holding a Rhymekin Recluse in case my opponent plays something with reach to stop my flyers. He plays a Mist Meadow Council. And that'll work. I bounce the council back to his hand and swing out for 8 damage, bring him down to 4. On his turn, he tells me that he doesn't have an answer on my board, so he decides to style on me. And honestly, dude, take a look at this. It's pretty freaking cool. Respectfully, I bounce it back to his hand and swing out. 4-2-0. And I'm really liking this deck so far. Round 2, I'm up against Pyros, and I play against this guy in draft pretty often, and he's a really fun guy, so I'm chill going into game 1. Just to give you the vibes of kind of how we play one another, we cut to turn 3 where he casts an Impolite Entrance on my own creature just to draw a card. Fucking classic Pyro, dude. I love that shit. It's also definitely a tell that he is not in a good place right now, so I top deck a nice mountain and swing for 2, then pass. Pyros follows suit by playing a mountain, then passing. So then it's my turn, and you've gotta be fucking kidding. Dude, fuck off. Get out of here. Go. Bother someone else's deck, you fucking piece of shit. I lost my cool there. Sorry. Look, I was raised in a Siege Rhino family. My mom grew up Orzhov and my dad Golgari. If there's something that they taught me since I was a kid, is that there's only one true Siege Rhino. I first accepted Siege Rhino into my heart at 13 years old, and ever since then, he had always been with me. At every sunrise, I saw him. I felt his presence during each and every one of my math tests. He walked with me every day of my life for 10 years. It was incredible. But then one day, my dad got really sick. We begged and pleaded with the Rhino, just please, just 3 life, please, just save my dad. But for the first time in my life, I didn't feel the Rhino's presence at all. My dad then soon passed away from triskaidekaphobia, and the Siege Rhino did nothing to save him. I asked my pastor, like, why did Siege Rhino let my dad die? And he just told me he works in mysterious ways. Just fuck that. Now I'm tired of the indirect answers. I was told Siege Rhino wanted a relationship with me. And relationships are 2-way streets. And if he's just gonna try to silently crawl back into my fucking decks years later, he can get lost. Go bother someone else's deck, you fucking asshole. Sorry, I just really need to get that off my chest. Where were we? Oh yeah, at the end of Pyrus' turn 5, I smite his creature so I can lose a life and draw a card. I have the funny combo in hand, I just need my Zealot to live for a turn, so I play it on my second main phase and pass. I am sitting with my fingers crossed that Pyrus doesn't have an answer. He taps everything and that is an answer. I'm gonna have to do some counting here and okay. Anyway, I cast the Kindle the Inner Flame, make the copy of the Zealot, and swing out for exactly lethal. We up 1-0. Game 2 starts off with... On turn 3, Pyrus plays a Sizzling Changeling and gets a charge counter on his Rim-Fired Torque, of which I do not pay attention to. On my following turn, I bounce it back to hand and ping him for 2. You know, is it aggro things? Pyrus played the little goober again, so I finished the job and exiled it. Ping for 5. Pyrus then passes back to me with 3 lands untapped, so obviously I swing out again. He flashes in a Sneakling to trade with my Rhymekin. However, more importantly, he's at 3 stacks now. Uh-oh. Jump cut to Pyrus' turn 8. He cashes out his charge counters and taps the Rhymefire. Then he casts Ashling's Command, which he then makes copies of, making 2 of them. Here's the before picture of the board state, and here's the after. Fellas, I can't choke this game, he's at 7 life. The good news is, the Zealot is back in my hand though, so we have that to play with. On my turn, I obviously cast him again, and exile the Ashling Rekindled off the top of my library. We're cooking with a little gas here, hold on. Pyrus passed back to me, so I untapped and cast Ashling. Oh man. So I play an Illusion Spinners instead. And I swing out with the Zealot. Whatever. I'm gonna be for real. I don't know why I attacked this turn. But you know what? I'm glad I did. I end up killing a Sneakling from his hand, so that works out. On his turn, he swings out at me. I have 17 life, so I can take 6. I don't see a way in which this isn't a combat trap, so I save my creature for now and take 6 to the face. Back to my turn, I want to see that combat's trick, so I swing out and immediately Pyrus reaches for the Rhymefire Torque and swats away both my creatures. In response, I cast Rhyme Chill and put a stun counter on both of his creatures, so that way I'll be able to get my blockers up again before he's able to swing. On my second main phase, I play a Dream Seizure and blight it to make Pyrus discard a card. We're gonna jump cut a turn because nothing really happened. And honestly, nothing really happens this turn either. But there's a cat! Look at the little kitty! Yeah, so apparently Dragon's Lair in Austin has 2 kitties in their store, so stuff like this just happens from time to time. Game. I swing with the 2-1 flyer and assist Pyrus in actually subtracting his life total. Pyrus then passes back to me because, well, he can't really access his mountains right now. I then destroy his Rhymekin Recluse, and then swing out for lethal for the second time this game. And Pyros has nothing, so GG's, I'm up 2-0. Thank you, Cat. Going into the final round, and my deck feels lighter, but the air still feels heavy. Like a card is missing, but a curse still remains. My opening hand has no Siege Rhino in it, and honestly, I kinda miss it. In a weird Stockholm Syndrome sort of way, yeah, but I don't know. He's like that creepy uncle that always showed up to your baseball games when you were a kid. You never liked him, but you know, he always pinched your cheek weirdly, and in that one game that he wasn't there, it felt wrong. Now, obviously, my uncle wasn't there because he was arrested for getting drunk and aiming a bunch of laser pointers at an aircraft, but, like, where did my Siege Rhino go? If you're out there, I know I was really mean earlier, but if you're interested to try things again, I'd be interested. I just want to set up some boundaries first. Maybe we can meet at a park and just catch up. It's been years since I've heard from you, and you scared me. I wasn't ready before, but I feel like I'm ready now. Oh, so that's how it's gonna be, huh? You just wanted to remind me that you existed? You don't want me to move on from you? Well, I take it all fucking back. You're a fucking bitch. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Okay. Hi. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed as well. I like to take these small moments at the end of my videos, just kind of ramble. So I don't really have a script. I'm going to be cutting up a lot of the small breaks in between whatever I'm saying, just that way, like, this all kind of flows together kind of well. But yeah, Lorwyn. It's a set. Personally, like, I know a lot of people are super excited about it. It's in universe. It's very fun. It's very thematic. I like it, but I don't like the draft scene for it. And like, it's a full set. It's designed as a full set, but it doesn't feel like it when you're drafting it. Like, there's only 5 supported color combinations, which is small in comparison. Like, Spider-Man is a small set. It's designed to be a small set. It was supposed to be a small set, but they pushed it off to be, like, standard or modern, legal, or whatever the fuck it is. I don't really pay attention to that sort of thing. I don't play standard or modern. But it just feels small. I don't really know how to describe it other than, like, you have to draft it for yourself a couple of times in order to go, oh yeah, okay. It's a full set, but it's like half of a fuller set, you know? And that doesn't feel good to draft. It doesn't feel good at all. So as time's gone on and as I've drafted Lorwyn, I think I've drafted Lorwyn 4-5 times during the production of this video. So I think it's fair to say my feelings on it are better than Spider-Man, but I would rather draft Avatar. I would much rather draft EOE over almost everything, but for whatever reason, Wizards just doesn't give us EOE product anymore. I do a lot of Chaos drafts. That's kind of what we do a lot. And it's fun, right? I found literally last night, we did a Chaos draft with, it was OTJ, Avatar, Lorwyn, and Aether Drift. We had those 4 sets in a Chaos pool. And it was pretty fun, partially because I was maybe a little intoxicated, and I ended up pulling the Is It Breaches out of OTJ, and so I was just artifact Is It Gambling. So that was fucking great. But I still, I guess, enjoyed the small interactions that the different changelings had throughout the draft event that you don't really think about first and foremost. Like, they're nobles. They are also mounts for things that check those things. That, like, and just kind of opened up a little bit to what those sets typically don't want you to have. And that's really cool. I like that. But as its own sort of thing, I feel like I keep getting snuffed in what I need to have in a Lorwyn Eclipsed only draft. And that just doesn't feel good at all. I think I'm gonna set some rules for like what sets I'm going to draft in the future. One, they have to be full sets. They have to be designed to have enough cards to actually have a draft. But I think I'm also gonna say that if the set isn't designed to support at least 6 colors, if there isn't at least 6 colors supported in the set out of the box, right? Like you can argue, oh well, fairies are an archetype. No, they fucking aren't. Fairies are not a supported archetype in Lorwyn Eclipsed. Giants are insane in Lorwyn Eclipsed, but they aren't really a supported archetype. They just are there. And so if you pull the rares, you get to have fun with giants. I got steamrolled by giants at least twice during my time drafting it. And it just feels like there's not a whole lot you can do. Whatever. Maybe I should write a script for these sorts of outros. I don't know. But yeah, no. So Lorwyn, if I had to just throw it on a tier list or whatever, I'm gonna put it C. Like I think I'm gonna judge sets based on where it stands up to Lorwyn on its own. The other thing is like, if you enjoy Lorwyn, cool, awesome, fantastic. A lot of my friends disagree with me about the state of the set. There are some that understand where I'm coming from, but there are others that like they don't see it at all. They fucking love this set. I don't know. I wish there was more color support. I wish the giants got more. I wish the fairies got more, because that whole idea seemed really cool to me. But yeah, okay, I have to stop talking about Lorwyn. I need to move on to the next topic because this is going to take forever. Let me know what your thoughts are about Lorwyn Eclipsed down in the comments below. I would really be interested in reading what other people have to say. Video. I want to try to make these at least once a month. I have no intention of playing TMNT. Maybe I'll do limited and I'll record that, see how that goes. And if it doesn't go well, then we have backup plans. Me and my friends have been saving up our prize packs for specifically TMNT seasons. That way we can survive at least the week that Dragon Slayer is contracted to do their Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles events. So we might just do that and just kind of skip that week because it's not a draftable set. It's going to be like Spider-Man, and I don't want to play Spider-Man again because Spider-Man was so bad it made me gay. So yeah, video. This took me a while, obviously. That's why I'm having this long ramble, because I want to at least get my feelings out like this somewhere in the world. But I want to do this once a month. And yeah. Sorry that I only have like one major backing track for the entire video. I make these. So all the music that you heard in the video I made in FL Studios. I'm in fact recording this in FL Studios. That's where I'm doing my voice recording and stuff, is in FL Studios Edison, and then just chopping it up so that way it's presentable. But yeah, I want to try to get faster at it and be able to make these. We'll start at a month, but then maybe go to a week. Not a week. Oh, fuck. I would not be able to do this in a week. Maybe like every other week or something. But yeah, as for now, yeah, that's about it. Thank you again for watching. If you somehow made it all the way to the end here just to listen to me ramble, I hope you enjoyed the Crazy Taxi run. Fun fact, this run goes on for the next 13 minutes. It's like, it doubled the length of the video itself. So yeah, anyway, love you. Be safe. Have fun. Fuck ice. And I'll see you next time.